Hi and welcome to the channel where it's we don't know what we're doing today. I actually just started this flight and started recording, and I realized I hadn't exported the route and I didn't know how to import to write it in manually, so I had to stop the recording. I don't know if I'm gonna splice it together or not, but you'll find out. Either you've seen the beginning or you haven't. But anyways, here we are, and I'm trying to program this manually because that's what I got here. Let's see. Sorry about that. We picked a departure, and now we are trying to program this manually. So we are taking the UN872 to Nick. That's what the plan here was, and it was UN872 to Nick, and then we are taking the UM624 we are taking that to Dick. That's funny. We're going to Zurich, by the way, if you haven't seen the beginning of this, which you may not have. UM624, and then it's UN852. UN852. And that we're taking all the way to GTQ. GTQ. And that's our route. Put in the departure. I'm not going to put in the arrival just yet, I think, because I just think it might change. Okay, we'll do it. We'll try and put in what we have here. So we are doing the BLM2G arrival into runway 34, and we're doing the ILS, and the transition is Gipple, and execute. Okay, our cruise altitude today will be flight level 350. And our reserves, in terms of fuel, will be 4.5. And our cost index, I've always put in 50. We are doing a D-rated takeoff, and we are doing a flaps. Let's do a flaps 10 takeoff. So the wind data, if we have it, we do sort of. And the descent forecast. It's kind of weird that I have this because I remember exporting things from PrecipFX, but it sure didn't sort of help me out, did it? Is it thrust limiter? Done that. why is this not giving us takeoff speed? So that is weird to me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't put in the route properly here. Man, today I feel super stupid. Yeah, God knows what's missing. Let's see. Let's put on the flight directors. LNAV, VNAV. Let's put this to about like 160 something. That's probably around where we want to be. So we have our route programmed. Yeah, let's also, while we're at it, before we forget anything, we need to assign my 747 profile. Yeah. Cool. Then let's close all those open doors. Turn on the beacon, the strobe lights, and let's see if we cannot. Let's see, where are we? Let's figure out how to taxi this baby. We are here, and we're taking off runway 18 center. So we are basically want to turn right, don't we? We want to go up here, S2Q, all the way up. It's gonna be a long taxi. So, and we want to have nose right, tail left. One thing that's so cool about the PNG Clean of the Skies is all the options you have for switching out the internal equipment, like the MCP and all that sort of stuff can be switched out. And I really love the old school stuff. This is a pretty nice and new aircraft.
Okay, here we go. All clear behind the aircraft. Safe to start engines for discretion. All engines clear. Start that way.
I forget how to do anything in this aircraft right now. This is pretty embarrassing. So let's see. Fuel pumps are on. Yes. They are. NTS can be off. All this stuff can be off. APU bleed should be on. Packs should be off. Isolation ways valves should be open, right? Because that's gonna let me start this baby, right? Let's see, something happens. And I really need to fly this. I need to fly this some more. Which is basically more than I feel so dumb right now. Pretty sure I'm not supposed to have on continuous. Just a matter of adding fuel? This scares me a little bit. Let's see if I accidentally set this puppy on fire. Smoke.
Unlocking gear.
Huh? Okay.
Nose wheel steering connected. Pins removed. Tow vehicle disconnected. Clear behind the aircraft, left and right.
It's got a really good APU, the 747. I think you're actually allowed to start 2 engines at a time. Maybe we should go ahead and try that. that's actually the case. They're both spooling up. I also think actually you can just taxi it on 2 engines. Why is the perf VNav unavailable? Oh. Runway 18C. Yeah, I don't know why that's unavailable. And maybe someone you can point me in the right direction. I'm sure it's just something stupidly simple that I'm forgetting. Or rather than forgetting, it's something stupidly simple I don't know about, because usually I export the routes from PFBX and it's all good. So yeah, but today we're gonna do the we're gonna do it differently, right? Yeah, that's the fuel tank engine light. So basically, if you don't have fuel in the center tanks, you need to cut off this cross fuel thing to get the fuel tank engine light to go out, the warning to go out. And we can go ahead and we'll turn on our TCAS, and we'll have to arm our emergency lights, which of course I've forgotten. Turn on our interphone. There's a lot of things I haven't done here, but let's see. Yeah, and then there were the passenger lights, which are down here. And this one can go to RTO. And then our flap setting is going to flaps 10. And take off our emergency brake, and off we go. You can go ahead also and set this to weather, because there's no terrain. And Amsterdam. Majestic. Yeah, so we already have the taxi clearance. Look at this, the airport looks great, doesn't it? I always said so before, I really think the Flytampa runway textures are the best thing about Flytampa airports. They look just absolutely spectacular to me. And she is a sexy plane. I find it so hard to taxi when I'm not in the cockpit. I press the pedals almost like without knowing it. And also it is actually turning on its own here. That was me taking my feet off the pedals. Feet off the pedals. Feet off the pedals. See? Turning right. So, feet off the pedals, see, turning right. I think we are, after we've gone across here, right? We're gonna go across here, we're gonna cross a little bridge. I was wondering what I'm looking for right now, if there's a place to, I know there is a place to set the speeds, takeoff speeds manually, but I don't think I can find it. We are crossing the bridge on the charts. Do a derated takeoff. I'm just looking and see if that made any difference. Of course it didn't. Yeah, we can put in our own knots. Okay, let's do that. 1, 6, 5. These are probably higher than they need to be. And very inaccurate, but at least it won't yell at us for not having speeds, right? So we are taking the first right here. That's for up, and this is for down. You have to have the charts to see that sort of stuff. Thankfully I have the charts. I think when I was looking for dials to set the V speeds. I think that's in the 717 has that quirky thing. I'm going all the way up there. Feet off the pedals, and you see it's turning left. Need to adjust my pedals. My first arrival into Zurich ever, actually, or I have flown in there before when I had FSX, but I think that was just sort of some sort of freeware version of the airport I was flying into. I've never flown into the Aerosoft one. Maybe it was the FS Dream Team. I don't remember. It was a long time ago since I did that, and I lost that software, but I'm curious. I remembered liking it a lot, just the layout of the place, but back then I wasn't really, I mean, it feels wrong saying that I'm doing this seriously when you see how much issues I have and how many things I don't know, but back then I really didn't know what I was doing. Look at this airport though, Jesus, it's Flytampa are they're just the best. They really are. Don't like what the clouds are doing today. That looks just really stupid to me. Seems like the flight controls are all working, so that's good. Looking for the flight controls page, but of course it's not a flight controls page. It's under the stats page. And here you can see they are all working. Okay, and here we are. We'll pull up to the wigwams, as they're called, those flashing lights. and we'll ask for takeoff clearance. And while we do that, let's check the rudder. Full right, full left. Yeah.
Football tower 4746 heavy, ready for east departure at runway 18 center. 4746 heavy, clear for takeoff. Runway 18 center with 230 heavy, east departure approved. Fly runway heading to 500. Reach and proceed on course. Clear for takeoff. Runway 18 center. Maintain runway heading to 500. Then proceed on course 4746 heavy.
I forgot to turn on the packs. That is pretty stupid. Should be able to turn off the APU as well. Continuous navigation is now on. Yeah, there's nothing here. We have the auto brakes at the RTO. This is on. Let's go do this. Start the chrono. Beautiful, beautiful runway. Okay, going ahead, we'll put this up to 40%. Check for stable. It's stable, so we go toga.
Airspeed alive.
And off we go.
80 knots.
I'm gonna do this from outside just because I just love to watch this thing. Look at it go. Dios. That was me pausing it to take a screenshot because that's just too cool. Okay, I need to get back in here and make sure that we're not gonna die. Look at that beautiful thing. Get the speed of my Chaseplane controls down a little bit. On the quick side, isn't it? There's a vast ding. I had that last time I flew out of here, but it turned out to be a-okay. Zero fuel weight, that was the problem. 271.7. Well, we are climbing, and there is a green banana out there somewhere around Nick at this point. Landing lights can come off, beacon light can come off, and so continues in ignition. And we can set standard pressure. Feels fast, actually, which is great. We are climbing fast too, 3,000 feet a minute. Put in a faster speed in the VNav page to make it travel faster. There's a disconnect there in the flight plan. easy enough to fix. This is way too fast. It's better. I forgot that we have a VAS monitor here. You can see it's already at just 300 megs. Last time I did this, I flew from here to Innsbruck, and it did clear up the VAS as we got closer. Let's see if the Aerosoft scenery is as optimized as the Orbx Innsbruck scenery, which I think is just beautiful, just really beautiful, performs really well. This plane really would look good with an FSFX effects package, wouldn't it? Even though these contrails aren't half bad, they're not nearly as good looking as the one from FSFX has FSFX packages. Cleared up 10 megs around. Once you pass Nick here, I will start some speed compression too, just to keep this as brief as it can be. This really is an amazing add-on. The 747. Still, my favorite PMG airplane is the NGX, but that's mostly because of what it is. I just love how the NGX flies, how it's not so automatic as the 777 is, and 747 is a lot like the. It's a lot like the 777. But it is a little older. You can tell it's a little bit. The workload's a little bit more on the pilot side, and it's just so fast. It's just so fast and powerful. It's really fun. So it's the 777, I guess, but I don't know. There's something about those 4 engines. You can cruise flight level 420 and that sort of crazy stuff. You know, that you can't really do that easily with the 777. I like the 747, and it's more. It feels so lumbering too when you toss it around, and it definitely feels bigger, which is fun. And I really like all the, and it looks beautiful. It's a beautiful plane, man. I guess the 777 is too. Anyways, a great plane. Really impressed with this add-on. But I think if you have none of them, I would say my advice would be to go get the NGX, because you can fly it anywhere in the world. The problem with the 747 and the 777 is that you can't really fly them in and out of everywhere. I mean, they're more nimble than you think. At least the 777 is, but still. They're not as nimble as the NGX, and the NGX it's just more I think it's more fun too, because it really is more of a pilot's aircraft. This airport, that looks pretty dang detailed. That looks a whole lot more detailed than I thought. EBBR, it's Bremen. No. Europe, Belgium. Brussels, it's Brussels. And so we're flying over is Brussels. Just didn't know that I had such. I have these. If you don't have a lot of money for scenery, I actually really recommend going to get these AFCAD packages from, I think it's Ray Smith is his name, from Avsim. And they're basically just like updated taxiways and buildings using just the standard stuff, but it really helps. And I think this might be one of them from Ray Smith, and they're free, and you get them on the Avsim library. And they don't consume a lot of gas. They're not resource intensive. They're just a huge improvement over the stock airports. So Ray Smith's AFCADs, go look that up if you need something. Can I put in MAC numbers in here? I think we can, yeah. It's right on the edge here. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and enable time compression. And while we do that, let's study the charts. So we are going to Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel Zurich. We want to download it, yes. Really, it's a shame that the desktop app is kind of so crappy. It's really good. I really like the iPad app, but I can't show that to you, so I'm ending up using the desktop app at all times. Anyways, here we are, Zurich. We are coming in. And I don't remember if we're going in the BLN2G, which is here, BML. And we are landing runway 34, so we're gonna go down and sort of turn and go up. At least that's what I think. We can go ahead here, and well, let's just check the conditions. Yeah, it's actually probably gonna be that if it follows, because the side of wind is coming from the north. Be perfect fit. Very little wind. So yeah, the BLM star it's just basically take us to Jupil, which is at 7,000, and then okay, so we're just gonna do this, I think. There it goes straight over, goes down out on a radial of 141, and then there's a turn and back down heading 333. It's at 6,000 feet, the intercept point. The minimum is 1590. As soon as I enable time compression, as you can see, the landscape around me becomes blurry because it just can't load that quickly. But look how pretty the sim still looks. What I want to do now is just make sure that this is the way it's the same as where it looked on the chart. So yeah, we go to BLM and we end up at Schiphol. At Schiphol we go to Kloten, which is what we thought, and then we go outbound at 7,000 feet. We turn around, we come back in, and we intercept and land. Yeah, this is exactly right. It's all good. For our landing, I think we're going to do flaps 30 landing because we are big. And I don't really know how to do this properly yet, so I'd like to have a bit of I was gonna say leverage. I don't know why I'm saying leverage, but I'd like to have a bit of leeway. Leeway is the word I was looking for. So I'm resetting the altitude to 182, and tune into Brussels Center. Quite laggy frame rates here, so let's see if I can help by repositioning the camera straight down. Flying right about above another plane. And it's another 4-engine. One of these guys. We are awfully close. Huh. That's funny. Talked about this before, but that's what I really like that about Ultimate Traffic is how all the planes fly correct airways. It's the only traffic program I know that does that. So for all you haters out there that think World of AI and stuff has better deliveries, I tend to agree, but at least it makes them fly in proper airways, so you get situations like that. I kind of really like that, really enjoy that. It's kind of annoying. I get really jerky frame rates when the scenery's not fully loaded. But then again, I'm too impatient to sit and wait for it to just fly, so I tend to do a lot of time compression on these shorter routes. No, longer routes when I can, with the bigger jets and the bigger PMGGs like the 777 or the 747. Look at those graphics, that looks fantastic. I think we just went into 4 times speed. This kind of is where I really like flying the NGX or the Dash, because now there'd be a lot of workload. But with this guy, it's already done. It's a little boring. But it really truly is a gorgeous office. More secrets for you guys, and here we go, and we will set auto brake 2. How do I set the lights on here? Yeah, there we go. That's all the night lighting on. So the MCP altitude is reset. Closing in on our top ascent. It's very, very close actually. Look at all the planes leaving here. There's our VNAV path. VNAV path. I think I'm actually going to set this faster. See how it deals with that, because to speed up now it's gonna add throttle, as you see, but that could potentially also throw it off. That means it also has to descend faster. Throttle's gonna come back off, I think, once we catch the speed. Doing a really good job. It's maintaining the speed and it's capturing the the VNAV path. So if you look at legs now, 280, 280, 280 until we reach Schiphol. And it's going to go to Kloten at about 10,776. And then it's gonna reach I think I'm gonna speed intervene once we get to Schiphol, just to sort of make sure that we get the speed down. You see the VAS? We're recovered. PTA 3.4 is pretty good. At least with the drivers I have. I have the older drivers. I heard there's issues with the newer NVIDIA drivers. So I think you should stay away from them if you're having issues. Let's try rolling back the drivers. Let's see. I'm having issues with the train not loading though. It's beautiful, you can see the Alps there, huh? So, as you can see, I'm still having massive scene reloading issues, and I think it has to do with the fact that it's sort of still stuck on, and this is one of the pieces of code that seems really stupid to me. It seems like it's still stuck on stuff that I've already flown over. It didn't load that properly, and now it's completely overloaded, and it's still trying to load old stuff back. So if I pause it now, it should, at least theoretically, start loading the terrain. And the order that I've seen it do before is it usually seems to start behind you and then work its way in front of you. Which is of course ridiculous, because what you definitely want is what's in front of you. I totally sort of flipped that all the way around those priorities. But I don't know. I always get this problem when I get issues when I compress the time. It really does not do well with it. And those issues last. This is not loading anything. At least that's what it looks like. I'm pretty happy with how my sim performs at this stage. I guess I have it pretty much set up in a way that makes sense to me, and where most things perform pretty well, but there really is a limitation, and I mentioned it before, it's the scene reloading. It gets me into trouble every time, all the time. Let's see here. There's a cheat. So if I start, Because see, it's not even loading, and that's incredibly annoying to me. If I go to scenery, and let's say I kind of do need to change something, but what should I change? Let's do the building density. Scenery, yeah, let's do vegetation density and the tessellation factor. And let's just press OK. It's going to reload the terrain. Once it's done with that, should all be fine. As you can see, it takes a while, which is annoying. It's a little better. Go ahead and switch this over to terrain, I think, because I think the terrain radar is more useful than the weather. So 80 miles at this point, an 80-mile radius. It seems to me like when you're able to contact the airports, they're usually 40 miles. Beautiful. Let's see, we'll turn off the logo, turn on the logo light, and with the Alps. Looks very nice. You can see the terrain over here. So basically what we're going to go down, so we turn around right before the terrain. I think I'm going to try and let the autopilot actually handle the turn. As much fun as that would be to do manually, I just want the autopilot. I want to try and capture that. Yeah, that's properly. Look at that. The lights down there. All the cars are starting to drive around with lights on. Wonder what BLM is. Let's see if we can find any more airports around down here. It's kind of fun to see what we're flying over. LF, so we're still in France. I don't know what SB is. Basel Mulhouse. Close to Basel. Very nice. Sorry for all the rapid camera movements, you guys, but things are just a little bit weird with the way things are set up here. Okay, so we will be crossing Schiphol. So it's about 7 miles, so probably somewhere around 15,000 feet, something like that. And then from there, yeah, we're about ready to ask for clearance here too. So 40 miles, right? And should show up in a second. So, there we are, Zurich Airport. Zurich Tower. So we got runway 30, and I think he said, yeah, 3040 is what he said, but I couldn't really hear him. Need to adjust my volumes. Oh, there's so much I need to do. We can switch across even. See what that, when I did that, you see that caused it to lose the VNAV. So now it's on VNAV speed. So it's maintaining the speed and trying to catch up with the path. If I want to help it, I can bring out some spoilers. And remember I said I wanted to speed intervene? I think I'm about ready to do that because over Cloten, I think I want to take it down a notch. Alrighty, let's take it down to 260 around here. Put the speed brake back out. Retract it. So that should be the airport down here. We're going to take a right hand turn and come right back. Let's see. Set this to be the same, so it's heading 141. So I'll line up the heading bug to align with the course. And I think what we'll do is we'll take this down to 245 even at this point. Add a little bit of spoiler. And we'll take the first notch of flaps. Zurich Airport will be coming in this way. Okay. I like the night lighting in the OpenLC Europe, but it does really bother me how it pops in like that. The AA2 is not good enough, man. I wish they'd fix the AA. Like, there's so many things they could fix, and I think they will, but just not in this version. Okay, so Cloten 260, and then the next thing for us is 210, huh? So let's set this for 210. And arm the spoilers, and once we start to turn, we'll go flaps 5. We'll turn on the landing lights too. And go continuous. If I can just hit the name switch. Continuous ignition is on. And seatbelt sights are on. 170 knots is what it wants to make the turn. So not only will we go flaps 5, we will go flaps 10. Go over the city, over the lake here, it seems. Like here's another plane coming into land, I'm assuming. Sort of talking myself out of flying the approach manual here. It'd be fun, but I do think it's best to stay away from it. Bit of turbulence. You know what? I won't land it manually, or I won't do the turn manually. I'll do the turn on the. I'll let the autopilot do the turn, and we'll intercept, and then we'll do the final approach manual. I don't know the aircraft well enough really to do this properly. Any other way? Should have turned off the gear. That was a bit of a mistake. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think if you don't turn off the gear, basically the hydraulic pump pressure is on the whole time, and there's more likelihood of you bursting a pipe or something. That might be completely wrong, but you're not supposed to do it anyway. I do know that. Okay, this will be interesting. Will you handle the turn? Pilot automatic. Look at those wings flex, huh? It is handling it quite well, isn't it? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to tune a localizer. can see it already has it here because it has the DMA. It's caught the localizer already. Auto throttle scare. Pushing the approach button. We're under the glide slope, so it should be work okay. At this point, we will take the gear. Flaps 20. And we'll bring the speed all the way back to the reference speed. Speed brake is armed. FFC message is telling us we have insufficient fuel. Well, clear to land. We'll turn on the taxi light to indicate that we are cleared in. Hot as pop. And it's feeling pretty stable to me already. I think that's downtown Zurich here to our left. It's a pretty nice city, Zurich. I'm not crazy about Switzerland. I find it very bland, but not bland, just so conservative. It's really stunning. But it is nice. It's very beautiful. Very cool. There's a lot of red lights in the street here. Are they supposed to be cars? If so, there sure is a lot of stationary cars around. That looks great though, with the roads over there. Okay, I think it's time to get back in the cockpit here. Nice and stable approach. All that wind that we saw earlier seems to be gone. The controls. Just a matter of not doing too much, really. See, already I'm getting myself in trouble. Anti-aliasing really looks terrible at night, which is one of the main reasons why I fly mostly during the day. This is less apparent, the flaws of the anti-aliasing system. Man, I'm totally messing this up. Why am I messing this up? Way too low.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
We will be landing. Okay. Full reversers. Oh, didn't cancel those left reversers, they got stuck for some reason. It's a bit scary. Go ahead and retract the flaps. We can try and do this here. I think we have. Bravo, 39er. I'm gonna just turn on the dynamic taxi here. Yeah, all in all, not a half bad flight. Fairly happy with the landing. It was hard, but honestly I'm not used to flying this one. yeah, not so used to flying it, so it's a bit weird too. I'm not that good at it yet. It's a fairly good representation of the airport, I think. I find there, you just really notice the difference how when you see the light textures here, the ground. The runway looks like the taxiway. It really looks like shit compared to the Flytampa runways and stuff that we see. Really looks bad, but the buildings themselves aren't so bad. It looks better in the day, I think. See if we're able to park this with any kind of luck. I guess as we won't. It's hard. But it's easier to taxi it in the 777. You don't have to overshoot so much. See if we can do this. There we go. We stopped it. And we got the APU running, so we can go boom boom boom, turn this whole thing off. And request a deboarding. Please cut the engines. So we just did. That wasn't a very good parking. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah. Fun times, I say. Even though not as good as it could have been. I guess that's has to be honest and say that I could have been more in control, but I don't really know the plane yet. It's fun though, I have to say. It is a fun plane to fly, but it does sort of suffer from the little bit too easy disease that I feel like you have in a lot of these newer planes. But it's just so beautiful though, man. She's so beautiful. Hard to be mad at something this beautiful. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and tune in next time for some more stupidity. Hopefully it'll be less stupid. But who knows? Who knows, man? I wonder if we need these for the APU. Yeah, I need to learn more about that too. That sort of stuff. Anyways, if you like what you see, leave a comment. Click the like button, click the dislike button, subscribe. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.